Here is Gregory Keene to continue the story from a prison cell.
The organization that could plan and put into effect a scheme like this has to be smooth, powerful, ruthless, and disciplined. And something tells me I'm describing the NightShade ring. I'm held for the murder of a bartender called Charlie Brett, and I'm not even myself anymore. I'm someone known to the police as Sammy Rice. And so far, I can't find a loophole you could put your little finger through. I've been grilled for 14 hours in front of a wire recorder and 2 police stenographers working in relay. They don't believe a word of my story yet, but they're scratching their heads, and 2 minutes ago I knew it. Detective Inspector Murray just walked into my cell, bringing company. Felix Huberman is with him, as cold and contained as a man can be. I pointed the bone at him, of course, but I knew what he'd say. And he shrugged and said it.
I can't see any point in listening to the chap. I've never seen him before in my life.
Oh, come along, Huberman. Tell Murray I'm schizophrenic or something. Tell him I wasn't snarled at by your dog or glared at by your housekeeper. Tell him you didn't bring any cable from Milo Fentress to Evelyn Channel.
You can't get away from it, Felix. He talks funny stuff.
Have you talked to your psychiatrist about him?
No, but I think I will.
Let's get going. You're only wasting my time.
Where to now?
Out to my house so I can introduce you to Gregory Keene. He's a nice chap, you'll like him. And he might be able to throw some light on Rice Hill, though I very much doubt it.
That's what has me flummoxed. Listen to it point by point. We had an anonymous tip last night that sent us to the house in Tableau Street. There was Rice with a Luger under his arm. The slugs in Brett came from it. His prints are on our file, and so are his pictures. He quite positively is Sammy Rice.
And the chap at my house quite positively is Gregory Keene.
That's exactly what I mean. Where in the wide world does Rice get all this about you and your house and your housekeeper and your dog? And Evelyn Channel and the shooting of manual Tories? Not to mention Milo Fentress in London and all this stuff about MI5.
Well, Rice has an army background, I can tell you that. If you like, I'll make some inquiries for you through MI5 in London.
I wish you would. Look here, I've just thought of something. Hang on here for 10 minutes, would you?
No, well, don't be done longer.
Why don't you go out and wait in the car? We'll use mine. It simplifies matters so much in traffic sort of thing. I'll be with you in 10 minutes. Rice, come here. We can talk through the bars.
What is it now, Murray?
Don't think I believe a word you said, but tell me quickly. Huberman's dining room. How's it furnished?
Yeah. Plain walls. A room, say, 15 by 18. Central light furniture. Rosewood table with 6 matching chairs. Not ordinary, no particular period. Let's see, good pale green carpet. Darker green floor to ceiling hangings. Cabinet of excellent crystal against the wall opposite the door.
That'll do. His dog?
The largest Alsatian you ever saw. Savage as a wolf and exceptionally well trained. Answers to Carlo.
Describe the housekeeper.
She's about 50. Lean, tall, hard-faced, grey eyes. Mole on the left side of the chin. Hair pulled back tight from the middle parting to the nape of the neck. Severely dressed, sallow complexion. Her expression doesn't vary and she wears no makeup. I should say she's incapable of laughter.
Her hair?
Grey.
I don't know, Rice. You're the most extraordinary character.
Have you been out to Huberman's house yet?
No, but I'm on my way.
Well, how's it going to look when you see what I've just described?
It's going to look odder than anything I've ever yet come up against. But don't make any mistake about it. You can talk till Judgment Day, and it won't let you out of shooting Charlie Brett.
Well, there we are, Murray. You know, chap, this is Detective Inspector Murray, who's put us both in a tangle over a chap called Rice, who says he's you.
Hello there, Murray. Who says he's me?
A man we picked up last night for murder. I hope it's not going to be too much of a bore, and I hope you won't take a dim view, but can you identify yourself?
Will top MI5 credentials and a passport do?
Oh, I think so.
Give me time to shoot upstairs, will you? But I have to admit it's a rummy show. I won't be a minute.
We might as well down a drink, Mary. Care for scotch?
Oh, who doesn't?
Mrs. Rose?
Yes, Mr. Huberman?
2 whiskey and sodas at the double, please.
Very well.
Where's your dog?
The beggar's generally round the house somewhere. I'll get Mrs. Rose to hunt him up for you.
What is he?
Oh, he's one of those brown King Charles spaniels. He's a good pet, you know, but too darn friendly to be any real use at night. Barks at the tradesman, but I think he'd wag his tail at a well-mannered burglar.
Can I take a peep through into your dining room?
Now you're being a cop, old boy.
Well, hang it, the way this chap Rice goes on's uncanny. I can't just listen to him and not even check. Is it through here?
Yes, make yourself at home.
I can see all I want to from here, thanks.
Don't be too long. Here's your scotch coming up. Put them down here, Mrs. Rose.
Oh, certainly, Mr. Huberman. Could I get you some sandwiches, do you think?
What do you say, Murray? Peckish? This is my housekeeper, Mrs. Rose, by the way.
How do you do, sir?
Good afternoon. Don't get anything for me, thanks. I had a late lunch.
Where's Oliver Cromwell, Mrs. Rose? I want to show him to Inspector Murray.
Oh, the last I saw of him, he was down at the bottom of the garden with a neighbour's fox terrier.
Oh, well, dig him up.
If it's just for my benefit, leave the dog in peace. I'm perfectly happy if it is.
Oh, in that case, bungo.
Is there anything else I can get you, Mr. Huberman?
No, thanks, that's all.
Very good, Mr. Huberman.
Now then, what do you really think about Rice? Now you've seen Gregory Keene, and you'll have his credentials in half a minute.
What the deuce can I think? He's a crackpot with extraordinary powers of invention. But I still have to talk to the rest of the people he's named. Evelyn Channel, Carlotta Magnani, and who's the other one? Some chap called Dobie at the airport.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, it's a pity you have to waste your time. If you know your own job, talk to those people by all means.
He's getting into his car now. There he goes.
Thank the Lord. Huberman's nerves are of steel, but I haven't his confounded confidence in this thing.
Felix Huberman is a genius, Nick Barnes. You're a spineless fool. But Felix Huberman and the NightShade ring can do anything.
Well, how did you like my friend Inspector Murray from police headquarters?
Oh, did we fool him? That's all I want to know.
He couldn't argue with Nicky's papers, and Nicky looks and acts like a major of intelligence. What more could he want? As for you, Mrs. Rose, I kiss my hand.
Well, can I be myself for an hour now?
Yes. But for a long time, I want you to wear those contact lenses, keep your hair dyed, and wear makeup.
Oh, the lenses hurt my eyes.
You only have to wear them when the tradesmen come or when you go out. You've never shown yourself much, the neighbors hardly know you. We'll pull it off. Relax.
What about the spaniel?
Yeah, we'll keep him for a while. Carlo can stay on the North Shore with Carlotta.
We'll never get away with it, Huberman. There are too many loose threads. It's too involved.
Listen, both of you.
I've tried to tell him, Mr. Huberman. I know Keene will
Listen
hang.
just the same. There's nothing Keene can do to escape from the established facts. Nothing. And bit by bit we can account for discrepancies. The man hasn't a chance in the world.
But this Keene, he's as tough as they come. He's tougher than tough.
Carlo could have handled him. And no man is stronger than the hemp of a hangman's noose.
Well said, Mrs. Rose. If anything like this has ever been done before, I've never heard of it.
But hang it, Huberman, you can't...
Oh, pour yourself a slug and stop whining, Barnes. You bore me.
When that cove Murray talks to Evelyn Channel and Carlotta and Dobie at the airport, will that bore you too?
Evelyn Channel can only strengthen us and put the final seal on Keene. Carlotta will positively enjoy herself and have Murray sitting up begging. Dobie is a craven to begin with and terrified out of his life. Now, will you, Mrs. Rose, clear off, and you, Barnes, shut up?
No, I'll not shut up. We only have to miss one move and we're done for.
See that you don't make it, fellow, because the way you're going on now, you're the only one likely to. Don't let him drink too much, Mrs. Rose. I'm going over to the North Shore. If I'm wanted, phone Carlotta. I'll be back sometime tonight.
Have a cigarette, Rice.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, what about it? Why go on and on? Have some good sense and tell me what really is the score.
Have you been inside Huberman's house?
I was there for an hour. I met Gregory Keene, and I've seen his credentials. And I've been given an account of his movements since he left Colonel Milo Fentress in London.
Yes, but what about the house?
Huberman's dining room's done in that modern Swedish stuff. The carpet and the hangings are a sort of plum color. His dog's not an Alsatian, it's a King Charles Spaniel. His housekeeper's not a day over 40. Her hair is black and shining, her eyes are brown. Her manner is vivacious, and her hair's cut short, like just about everybody else's these days.
They get better and better.
So do you. I can't account for you, Rice, but you tell the silliest lies I've ever heard from a human being. So let's start from the beginning again. Why did you shoot the bartender, Charlie Brett?
Did you say the housekeeper's eyes were brown?
That's right.
Dyed hair, contact lenses, and putting on an act?
Look, fellow, up till now we've taken it pretty easy on you. I'm running out of patience. You've never been inside Huberman's house, but you picked up bits and pieces here and there to give your story a semblance of truth.
Every word of it is true, Murray. And you're up against something that must be growing colossal right under your nose.
I give up. The case against you is settled as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, no, it'll never be. I've still a card up my sleeve.
What's that?
I'll tell you. After you've let me talk to Evelyn Channel, a man called Dobie, and most of all, a woman called Carlotta Magnani. But if they could do so much, they could perhaps do more. As every hour goes by in this cell, I can feel the noose around my neck tightening. Yes. Tightening.
Keene meets Carlotta again in the next chapter of this story of intrigue, Deadly Nightshade.